Oh, I forgot to do, yeah, one moment, hold on. Where is that? Yeah, you can tell I'm a professional. Where's that? Life. Design. Share. Copy. And maybe I should start sharing the links. I think that'd be better. Yeah. Going live. Face. YouTube. And I'll do Twitch as well. That's probably right. Link in tab. I really do have to figure out how to get the YouTube chat working. It's always the YouTube chat. That happened for the past few days. It's just been nothing. Just so sad, but that's fine. Technical difficulties are bound to happen. For a second, I thought the mic was muted again. Technical difficulties, as I was saying, are bound to happen. So that's more than fine. Right, going live. There we go. Okay. That's all good to go. I will go ahead and move us. Yes, chatting stream. I will get this working, don't you worry. It was working fine the entire week. But today of all days, my OBS has decided, yeah, today's the day I crash. Today is the day I'm gonna make sure everything's not working. Your YouTube chat? Nah, you don't need that. Everything else? Nah, you don't need that either. Who needs it? No one needs it. No one wants it. Let me make sure my Twitch is working. And refresh the page. Got collection. Okay, let's refresh. Doing good. Doing so good so far. I can go ahead and delete this one, right? Yeah. That one can be deleted. Okay. I think we're good now. OBS, are you gonna work today? Maybe. It's not confident. That's okay. Let me go ahead and do you have a surprise? What do you think? It is a long time running idea that I've made in a very long time ago past. It is a Bobby plushie. Hope you like them. This is very squishy, very squishable. Let's see. Today's day on the agenda. I have just done separate everything's not going well. Squish squish. Yes, very squishable. Welcome back, Aeon. It's just OBS is freaking out. But we're gonna try. I'm glad it wasn't doing all of this for this stream. That could have been super bad. But now it wants to do it for this stream, which is super bad as well. But psh, we'll deal with it. Make sure the music's turned down just a little bit more. You never left. You know, it's good. Fresh air. Fresh air's good. No, don't do fresh air. It's toxic. Very toxic. Yeah. You know what? We'll have an assigned seat just for you. How about that? Oh, if you never left too as well, you probably saw all the stream starting, stream ending, stream starting, stream ending. Did you see all of those? Didn't though, because I deleted all of them. I'm trying to make sure all my screens are good to go. Got that screen, not that screen. I've got this screen here. Move them down a little bit. That way I have a little bit of space. And on the tablet. Today's stream suits as follows. We will be, as I said before, I don't mind repeating myself, and I actually will save your pity for the weak. Good. Weak, we don't have any of those over here. You gotta be strong. You gotta be big, strong, big brains. None of the weak. Now let's see. I will move us back to our full screen, which is that's the wrong full screen. This screen, and I will pull up this. Right. Yep. There we go. For real, we're just working on your own projects. Yeah. My hope is that these sort of streams, and just streams in general, you can kind of have them on in the background, some good old chatter sounds, because I can ramble. Iris, did you know there's an educational game about learning pixel art? I did indeed. I didn't know it was coming out on Monday though. That was also giving out keys to stream. Oh no, I didn't know that. I remember seeing it. If it's the same one I'm thinking of, I can pull it up super quickly. Maybe. Double check. Game, pixel art, making, Steam, review, Studio. No, that's not it. Pixel Art Academy. Yes, I have heard of it. It was in development for a really long time. I did see it. I didn't note it, but I did hear about it. Yeah, December 2023. Yeah, that could be something interesting to play on stream, maybe. I think my issue was... Oh, no. Never mind. Don't have too many issues. It was a sort of... Some of the stuff looks good on here on the Steam page. Some not too much. Like, it talks about jaggies and curves. It seems to be a lot of tracing, which was my thing. But tracing can be good. It just depends on how best you learn. Now let's see, where am I at on my screen tabs? Ah yes, indeed, concepts. We're on concepts. Let me go ahead and transition us. Would you look at that? It's me! Hi, me! Our goal for today, oops, everything subtracted. 1 second. Pull that back up, and we should be good. Our goal for today is to draw me, this lovely space princess eldritch horror, as a pixel art sprite. We have drawn different sprites these past few weeks in preparation for today, and today only. Not really. Today is what we were working towards. The past few weeks we have, and I will bring you over to a sprite super quickly. A sprite view here. Alright, position. Transition strict? Perfect. Okay, oh, hold on. I don't have it opened. Open recent. Where is it at? This one. And then I can hide all of this. I can go over what we've done. There's a lot I have to hide. Oh boy. Okay. Stream 1, what we did was we took the sprites of Stardew Valley and where is it at? We made the character from Eastward, this guy here. We changed and transformed him and morphed him like a piece of clay into this sprite from Stardew Valley. We took the base sprite and we just kept squishing and morphing him until got me in the mood to play some pixel art games while watching stream. Ah, good. That's great. There is actually, on Humble Bundle, there is a sale going on right now for a pack of pixel art games that I believe you can get for $10. I'm planning on getting it. I should have got it by now, but there's a few games you can get for just pixel art. Ooh, looks really good actually. The sprites or the Humble Bundle? I'll take both. Here, what we did is we took the base sprite of Stardew Valley, we morphed them, and through each generation, we kept going. I particularly like this guy right here. The sprites, thank you! I thought, you know, maybe Chin would look nice on him. He's got that pizzazz, razzle and dazzle. We ended up with this though. And I think, if you ask me, he fits pretty well. Is there a VOD of this working on Stardew? Yes, indeedy there is. You're on YouTube, so you should be able to go to my YouTube channel. Stardew Valley specifically, I don't believe I've made a VOD of it yet. Let me check. Videos. No, I did not. But I will be making a VOD, hopefully sometime next week. There is a Stardew Valley, yeah. There's a VOD, not a cut-up clip, but here, hold on, there, and copy. If his height would be that noticeable in-game, I don't think so, at least I'm not hoping. The idea is that we really wanted to emphasize his charm points, which for me was long head, big smile. That was the things I wanted to emphasize. So to do that, we stretched his head up, long head, big smile. Most of the Stardew Valley characters don't have a big smile, so it kind of, it made it tricky. So in the end, I just gave him a smile. Yep, of course, I hope it helps. So transformations for this Chavez guy. After that, we took Abigail from Stardew. Let me hide this and that. We took the art from, oh no, I'm blanking. The art from Eastward. Eastward is the game. We took another character from Eastward, we used him as a base, and we morphed and stretched them until we ended up with an Abigail. It kind of looks like Abigail. hoping it semi-looked like Abigail. Here, let me see if I can pull up the Eastward characters, if I have them still here somewhere. And I do not, unfortunately. That's okay. So we morphed, mixed her into, oh no, I do. Here, got that. You got this. These are Eastward characters. They come in a different variety, shapes, and sizes. And we tried to turn Abigail into one of them. That was what we did for Monday. Took Abigail, made her Eastward, took Chavez, made him Stardew Valley. On Tuesday, what we did was a little bit more complicated. For Tuesday, and let me go ahead and hide this. Oh, you love the one with the long gray hair? Which one is that one? Hold on. Gotta see what you're talking about. This one. This one. This is the main character of the game, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, this is the one you're talking about. Let me go ahead and hide this. Okay, next up for our day 2, which was Tuesday, we went over, let me go ahead and hide all these. River City Girls, not Eastward. River City Girls, which was a beat 'em up game. We took the sprites from Eastward and we decided, Tico, if you're also still there, you'll find, well, I go over it in the video, but there is a website you can go to, the sprites resource, to get the raw files from Stardew Valley characters. So you can study those to help you with the design. We're still here. Eastward sprites, though, we took these and using the character from Danganronpa, Peko, which one is it? We first figured out what makes these sprites. We did some isolation with the heads. It's just a method to get down the stickmen of them. You can see here what sticks. We just went over them. From there, I did some sticks, we did some design ideas, and we figured out we were gonna go with this one. After that, what we did then, let me scroll back down. Where are they at? Here. From there, we took that stick, we fleshed it out until we reached this with Peko for our Danganronpa mashup. And I think, if you ask me, she looks like she could fit in with these guys. Let me hide. Oh, never mind. That was Tuesdays. So we took, initially, small sprite, morphed it. Second day, we made a stickman of the sprite and finalized it. And then Thursday, we took all of that studying, mushed it all together, and we made our own sprite from scratch. And that would be the website very useful. Yep, of course. Now let me go back and hide these. This is all matter? Yep, that was 2 days. So each session was 4 hours. This was done in 3 hours as I started an hour late due to technical difficulties. And I didn't realize I should have ended an hour late. So, I was working on time, funny enough. For next stream, or Thursday stream, the idea was to make a sprite from scratch. So what we did, let me see, what can I hide to make this a little bit clearer to read? Hide. Yep, okay. Hide a little bit more. Here. We came up with some sketching ideas for a character. I used a randomizer to randomize and create, what was it? Goth Girl Wizard. Right? Goth Girl Wizard, I believe, was the idea with a randomizer. From there, I wanted to try to get the scaling of like a Pokemon scale with these characters. We tried to figure out, the goal was to also do a sort of, I wanted a very expressive model, like with Deltarune, Undertale. We went over a little bit of those and just the characters, some anti-aliasing. From those ideas, we took what I wanted to focus on for the characters. Since I wanted to be expressive, we focused on the eyes. So I did a lot of eye drawings to try to figure out how we want her eyes, how we want her posing. From there, it was a matter of just kind of morphing with clay, so to speak. A character idea, she's supposed to be very shy, very timid, but goth girl, so got a lot of makeup, got a little bit of a blush to show she's cute. But the head, we then move on to a sort of, is this the same? No, okay. From there, we worked on making side profile, but then I realized it's probably best if we start with the front profile. We did some sort of drawing of just a blobbing sketch. That's a method you can use for making pixel art. And then we created this lady, who her name is Gabriella. She is timid necromancer. We added some designs to try to make her look a little bit more like a necromancer. I don't know if you can tell, but these are skull earrings. I couldn't tell, so we made them into skull head pieces up here. And if I go to here, I can show you pretty quickly all of these up here. Here we go. We have her base face we tried. We did a smiley face. We did a surprise face, which I really like. I really like this one. This one's my favorite. We did a deadpan face. I'm still not too sure on this whole deadpan idea. And this was the background idea. And that concluded with this. This was the end result after doing some highlighting off screen. The horror face, yep, it's great. I like when it's just the pearly whites of the eyes. It's very funny. Now that we have done those studies though, today's agenda, I will go ahead and don't save, it's fine. No, but really this is super impressive, thank you. I always have fun studying, so I thought, studying on stream, because I already had to do the studies for today, so I figured I'll just stream it and also get some practice on streaming. So I'll bring this back over to here. Today's goal for streaming is me. We are going to figure out and try to make some sprites, and at the end you will be able to start the voting on, actually, you know what, here to who is here, you'll vote. I was gonna wait for the weekend, but nah, we're gonna keep it to the people who are in chat right now to vote. That seems better. Seems you get the exclusive. So to start off, what are my charm points? I asked that question, but I'm gonna write them here. You might say some charm points that aren't charm points. Never know. One thing I want to try to keep is stars. Stars are super important, and I've realized these things are too big. So let me make them a little bit smaller. I can select, make small. This is currently my profile picture that I have. I drew this. I don't know how I drew it, but I did. It was a long time ago, and I am super rusty now. But it was here, and this has been my profile picture, I believe, for the last year since I started YouTube. I thought, you know what, let's spice it up. That's what this 200 special is about. Here we have, as far as charm points go, we have polychromia. Oh, let me write this down. Polychromia. I believe I'm saying it correctly. Hold on. This amazing art. Thank you! It was my first time at coloring hair, but I think it came out great. Let me just make sure I'm saying it right. Polychromia. IA. Yep, that's correct. Nope, never mind. Hold on. Multiple pupils. P-U-P-I-L-S. Saying it wrong. Polychoria. That's what it is. And here I can even, hold on, let me erase. Polychoria. P-O-C-O, nope, that didn't do it. There we go. O-R-E-A, right? Polychoria. O-L-Y-C-O-R-E-A. Yep, polychoria. Which is basically just, I have lots of pupils. I have 2 pupils. That, let me see. I have any pupils on hands? I do not. You know what I can do? I can take this body of mine. I can expand it, move myself around. Hold on. And then I can take, you can see, right? Polychoria. Let me zoom in a little bit more. Zoom in all the way. There we go. So the goal is to have a profile picture that has this feature. Polychoria and heterochromia. Yeah, I'm a step ahead. The thing is, I like heterochromia. That was already planned. But alien and eldritch, when you think of that, you think, 1 second. Okay, I think, hello, hi, I died. Would you believe me if I told you this entire week I didn't have this problem with OBS? But today, of all days, OBS decided, nah, we're gonna have these problems. Which is so unfortunate. Lucigo, no, I don't know what it is. Everything's connected, but I don't know. It's okay, but I don't know what's the problem. It's unfortunate, but we'll figure this out. Let's move back to studio mode. Now, Of course, Murphy's. What's Murphy's Law again? I keep hearing it. What is it? Everything that will go wrong, can go wrong, will go wrong. Is that it? Let's see. Back to the screen. Yes, yes. Ah, good, good. I remembered. That's this screen with this thing. Okay. And then this screen. Lobby. Okay, okay. So far, so good. Go back to this screen. But indeed, welcome back. Hope to stay. Everything's going wrong. Oh boy. Restarting everything, reset all of the settings, and I think I have the mic. Okay, so everything I just said wasn't heard. That's okay. I will restart. Let me move these over here. There we go. We can hear you now. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you for telling me. I wouldn't have noticed. The music is also audible, I believe, yeah? Great. Yup. You were there Thursday. It was fine. Today, that's okay. I think it was the stream elements, I'm pretty sure. So that was new today. Alright. We have heterochromia, polychoria, it's just growing pains. Yeah, it's like, I'm not too worried about it. It's like, I'm trying, and as long as I'm trying, that's all that matters. If I wasn't, we'd have a problem, but because I'm trying, as everything that can go wrong will go wrong. Indeed, Murphy's Law. We have polychromia, heterochromia. I would like to have maybe... What I want for the sprite at least is that I'm fine with a different hairstyle. I have done a different hairstyle before. Let me see if I can find that hairstyle. If I did sort my sorting correctly, which is likely I didn't. My organization skills need work, especially when you're making games. If everything is not organized and nice and handy, then you will have to leave to go on holiday. Oh, thank you for coming. Thank you for sticking around despite all the crashes. Yeah. Holiday. Have a fun holiday. Now let's see. I'm trying to see if I can find the artwork I did. I don't believe so, but you know what I did do? I posted it on Twitter. So I'll just grab that. Easy peasy. And I will drag and drop. Hopefully if it'll let me. It is... Where is it at? Here, this one. And can I drag and drop? I can! Perfect! Okay. So I did this a while ago. This was done on December last year. This was some artwork I made. Now it's art! That's not a sprite, I'd say. But it was artwork. And you can see here, the hairstyle's different. So I'm not opposed to a different hairstyle. We can try different hairstyles. The goal is to make sure there are stars in the hair. And I will go ahead and write that down. We have polychoria, heterochromia, we have star hair, oops, star in hair, star in hair. And we also have blue and purple hair. Blue slash purple slash purple. We also have these sort of orbiting ones. We don't have to have them, but I kind of mimicked it here. And lastly, of note is this. These on my face, they aren't blush. They are permanently attached to my face. I can't get rid of them. What about these? This and this. Permanently attached. That's not eyeshadow. That is just the way my face is. And I will do just butterfly paint. It's not paint, but that's the closest thing I can call it. E-R-Y paint. Those are the ideas. You can keep to those. I would like to have maybe something blue. You can see here what I did was I did a blue shirt with a purple, oops. Blue shirt with purple, what would you call it? A blue undershirt. Blue undershirt, purple overshirt. And I can show you as well, because I do have that saved at least, some artwork I've also done. And I don't know how old this is. This was artwork I've also done in the past, where, again, blue shirt, twirls, hair, glow, eyes. This was a very early design. It is improved. Oh, thank you for the follow, Swift Singularity. Wish I could get the stream elements working again, but I hope I said it right. These are basic designs. You can see here, it's kind of a different hairstyle. I have more of like a wavy hairstyle, but we'll see what we can do. Now, to give us, we have a goal, but to stick to this goal, I have my ways. Let me move us back over to Sprite, like so. Welcome to Sprite. Oh, hold on. Welcome to Sprite. Here, the idea is that we can try some different ideas with 8x8, 16x16, which is up here, 32x32, and 64x64. I thought that could be a way to keep it in the spirit of sprites, while also trying to figure out ways to be really creative. I have my character here. Let me pull up some references. And then we can get started. If you have some suggestions, feel free to let me know. I wasn't sure too heavily what poses I wanted to do going into this. More so just because you can't really do too much posing when you're doing something super small. We'll start with the 8x8. What is the, from last stream, MVP of my character? And I think that can be easily simplified down to, oops, hold on. Background goes in the background, like that. And then this comes in here, like so. What makes me me? And I think, as we stated before, paint, the hair, stars, polychromia, heterochromia. I think those all create a round character. Now, is it going to let me? 1 second. Let's try dragging this in here. It won't let me brush. Is it wrong color? No. Is it... Oh, these are all locked. Right? What is that was locked? Now we're good. Okay. We'll go ahead and start with a black. Go from there. And then pull up some else. Now the 8x8s are really adorable, but they're very hard to say. And they're very hard to take advantage of. If we wanted to keep to something super simple, maybe we have the head, the body. It's really small actually. Okay. Maybe we can do a sort of... This is the head? Yeah, small accessories don't really work in small modes. Yeah, it's like a theme. You have to be able to see it from far away, especially if this is going to be a profile picture. How can... Oops, wrong button. How can you make it really small? With 8x8, I'm not too sure if you usually do. That's my... Here. Yeah. Most don't really do borders. Maybe what we can start with is a sort of head idea. And do we want to do the head facing forward or backwards? We can play around with it. It could be a really big head, or it could be a really small head. If we want the buns, maybe we can do like this for buns. Right? And then we have the face. Now the face. Maybe this is all face. Might have to be bigger. This. And then body. Like that. Body. That would be the arms to the ground. You can see. Now I don't have a palette going into this because I kind of just eye it. For now, this can be our blue, and I'll unlock it. That can be our blue. We can choose a purple from over here by sliding over here and going a little bit darker and warmer. We can then add, make sure it's unlocked, new color. Yeah, that's changing that color. Undo, undo. I can extend this, then copy and paste. Let's do maybe something like this for a nice warm pink. Or I can do the smarter method, which could have done already. I believe I have a saved palette. That would be easier to reference. Let's see, stream materials, stream, and where is it at? Not here. And it's not. It would be maybe here. Yep, there we are. Okay, you don't have to go finding palettes. Here is a palette I've created in the past. So we'll just use this for now as a good reference. We can add this color. We can add, delete all of these colors. And just go and add them all. Probably a simple way to do this that I do not know of, but I can learn. It's all a learning process. We'll just add these. Got the blues, got the purples. Got this pink. I think it's a bit of a brighter pink, but we can always change the pink. Now that is not the gold I'm used to. More of a orangey goldish, like something like that. That's the yellow I'm more used to. Oh, hold on. Low spec? Yep. I have indeed. I even have, I'm sure, like a low spec import plugin here somewhere. But I have not had a chance to get used to all of the plugins I've got. But it's here. I have heard of it. Yes, I'm pretty sure I have it. Where did my yellow go? I'm losing it all. It's okay. Let's see. Here, yellowish. Something like this. It's like a mustardy yellow. Like that. No. It's more like this. More like this yellow. That's the yellow I'm used to. Oh, hold on. There. And then we can add this purple. And add. Okay. Oh, thank you for the follow. Dawn Pixel. Dawn C Pixel. There we go. Let's see. Face. Maybe something like this. I will erase this. You kind of have the blue hair here. The blue buns, maybe. Have more head here. For the eyes, we have... That's what I'm thinking. Maybe it's like this to show off the eyes. We really don't have a lot of space to work with, so it's tricky. We might have to make maybe the face... Okay, that's too wide. Maybe... Might not even be able to do it. Maybe we'll have to have the eyes on the side of the face. Something like this, and... Where's the pink at? Our pink. And save. Now, I know I look alien, but that's too alien for me. We do have this space on the side that we aren't using, So maybe we can split it a bit. And it looks a little off. It looks like, what is it? Like a little face on feet. That's what it looks like. It looks adorable. How about we keep it? Maybe we can add hairstyle here. Something like this. And that, and that. And the blush is not on here. It's like a desaturated purple. Maybe like this. No. It could be a head on wheels though, if we play this correctly. But it kind of looks more like a block. I'm really just spitballing ideas here. Seeing what works, what doesn't work. What's the fun of this? Maybe I can swap this back out. Move this down here. Maybe we can bring in some eyes. This is completely white. Let's make it a little less white. You never want to go full white. And that white got deleted. That's okay. Here's a white. Like this? No. That didn't work the way I thought it would. That's okay. Maybe... Nope. Changing the color does not work. Maybe adding a little bit of lighting. Nope. It just does not work. Maybe a little bit of those. So, this looks like a car. And what will stay a car? It's the Aerosmobile. How about that? Maybe you can add a mouth here. You know, it kind of reminds me of a Minecraft skin. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of, like a Minecraft profile picture. That's what it reminds me of. Maybe we can add a bit of a highlight. Or no, not a highlight. Darken this a little bit. Like here. And make this that. Then that kind of blends in with the darkness. It's the cute version of a Dr. Mario virus. Oh, what does that look like? Is it squished and deformed? That is something similar to this. It kind of looks like someone gave you a black... Oh no! It does! Oh no! That's not what I intended. I don't get black eyes, I give them. How can we change that? Okay. We don't want black eye. Maybe some of this. Maybe. Here's some eyes. Add a star. I don't know. I don't want it to look like black eye. That's for sure. Maybe the stars can go here and here. Something like that. Put a mouth here. That works too. I'll take it. Something like that. Yep. Maybe we can erase this to give it a little bit more clarity. I do like this. This doesn't look that bad. Maybe we can add the hair here. It looks more like hair. Kinda, sorta. It looks a little derpy though. Maybe... Let's see. Might not need to do the shading. No, we need the shading. We can bring that back. Something like... Oh, wrong color. Like this. You have to remember, it's like all the way back here. For all the way back here, it is something. I think... Oh, it looks bored. Bored or super serious is the feeling I'm getting from that, but we'll keep it. It's just one on the list. We've got a lot more to brainstorm. We gotta get all the bad ideas out beforehand. Hi! Just checking by, how's it going? It's going great! Had some terrible technical difficulties earlier, but I think I fixed it. I think I added something I shouldn't have, and the OBS just decided, nah, I don't want to deal with that. If we get it really tiny, because that's the thing, I really want this. I want this for the eyes, this symbol. But with the way my character is, we might not get those symbols. So if we were to abandon, unfortunately, that idea, Can we do something with it? And the answer is, let's find out. Maybe we can do, get some things from here possibly. Most of the ones I could find were 16 by 16, and I can understand why. 16 by 16 is a lot easier to use and do than 8 by 8. You kind of get a little bit lost in the weeds with 8 by 8. But I think it's fun practice, and it's also fun warm-up. Maybe we can do the hair like this. Something like that. Make the outline the head. Then we have the body. So maybe something like that. We have the head, which is tiny head. We have the body. Now the body, I'm thinking a blue jacket. So something like this. Means we'll have to kind of change the head pattern a little bit. Maybe arms down here. Kind of a body like that. Maybe we can bring the head out a little, hair out a little bit. Like that. I'm feeling something. Not sure what. Let's see. Maybe bring this back in. We can add stars again. Get some bangs. Technically, we don't even have to add eyes. I do know that. A lot of people usually you say it. O-M-I-T. Omit. Omit! I did it! Omit certain details because it just can't work, or I can't figure out ways to work it in. Which I can understand because I'm running into that same problem here. Maybe we can add the blush in like that? Not too bad. It's not very clear though, unfortunately. Maybe what we can do is do a pink shirt. We can take this pink and do like a pink shirt on our... Also, I'm not using mirror. Let's give that a try. Make things a little bit easier on us. It's working, sorta. We don't even have to add the arms, technically. Maybe we can do like... Okay, maybe we do have to add the arms. Or maybe not. Those are the little arms. Maybe we can add some shading. It's not very readable from far away. I think the arms are a really good idea. And then we can add maybe a darker hair. That could be helpful in making it look like hair. We can hue shift a little bit. Add a little bit of darker hair tone. Nah. And maybe it's better like this. I can kind of see a face. Not too much of a face, but I can see a face. That's a little bit better. More like that. That might have to be... Okay. That's not too bad. Maybe we can add hair here. Maybe we can chop this off a little bit. That's looking better. Maybe... Oh, that can stay. Maybe something like that for this. And maybe cut that off a little bit. Not too bad. I think that can stay. I think that outline looks good. Let me grab some water. Here we go. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. Let's do one more. Green Goober, he is Bobby. I once did a challenge to design some buttons and everything, and what came of that design was Bobby. And I recently got him in, well, I turned him into a plushie. And now he's a plushie I can hold. I can keep him with me and keep him for good luck, though. I think since he's been on screen, he's been nothing but horrible luck. That's what it feels like, at least. Last design-wise... I want to at least do 3 of each size, and then we can kind of go back and see what we can improve on, what we can add. Let's see. Maybe... I do like this. Maybe we can try a bit of a different version of this. We can try plush again. Maybe make... Well, maybe we can do like more of a profile thing, where it's... Oh, don't freak out on me now. Something like this. Oh, that's just a circle. That. We have cheeks. Oh, that's not cheeks. This is. There we go. We have the hair. Something like this. Round it out. I am already not liking the direction this is going. Not going. Let's see. Maybe we can make a little bit more purple. For neck. And then fully outline that. And maybe add some pins. No, definitely not. Maybe we can round it out a little bit. Maybe add more bangs. See, those look like eyes now, don't they? I'm getting more of an eye feel. So maybe we can add the eyes again. That might help. Let's try adding pink and blue eyes. Something like this. So again, that's pretty tricky. Which one is? I can never remember. We can maybe put the beret here and here. Add some white. Oh, something looks very off. Take the dark colors. Something like that. So this looks like a mouth. Not liking it very much. Kind of looks. Oh, okay. Let's see. Maybe. Yeah, that looks a little scary. Let's maybe. What can we do? That looks like a helmet, right? Kind of like one of those T helmets. Maybe something like that. Kind of looks like a mustache now. Or maybe like in a little Among Us costume. Something of the likes. Where this is just hidden in a costume. This is scary, isn't it? Welcome to Eldritch. We have a lot of scary without scary. Let's see. Maybe that there? You might be able to highlight Dee Dee. This looks like I have high cheekbones, like a skeleton. Maybe we can add— You are not— I am terrifying! What do you mean? I'm as scary as they come. Because you don't expect me. Because my appearance, my features, they're not scary. That's how I get ya. That is. No. Maybe. No. Okay. I mean, we don't have to do a mouth. Maybe we can do this down one. It's so small. Maybe something like this. Add this back. I did like this. It looks so bored. How can we make her unbored? Maybe we can add the cheeks back. No. I mean, I don't see the cheeks anymore, but I see something. Kind of looks like the back of the hair. So maybe we can do... We can work with the back of the hair. So maybe this is hair, right? Then maybe this is shadow of the skin. We take a little bit darker, a little bit colder. That. And then we make this a shirt. And then we can make this darker as well. Cooler. Very much the contrary. The energetic eldritch that I would imagine with a smirk. No. Smirks. I don't know her. Let's see. That better? Less black eye-ish. Maybe you can add this out. Maybe like that, and then we can make the hair darker. Something like that, maybe. As far as this is concerned, maybe that can go up here. No. I just have to deal with this banging feel. Like that. The diagonal, that blush works way better. Like this, you think? Definitely feel it's better than one down. like that, and then we can make the blue darker. Ah. I mean, this kind of makes it look like I have bows. That's fine. Those are cool. But hair-wise, maybe we can darken up skin here. Add a little bit more dimension. Not too sold on this orange color though. Maybe it should be more like that. I think that's nicer. Star, star. Need the star? Yeah. Star adds a little bit. Thinking though maybe we can add... Oh. Yeah. I think that's better. I'm just not too sure about what to do about this hair. We could do like this. That, oh, actually, I like that a lot. Yeah, for a second I thought chat wasn't working again. No, I like that purple. Then we could add this as the back color, perhaps. Yeah, this would be darker, and then we can make it even darker. Maybe like this dark. To add a little bit more definition. That's too dark now. And make it perhaps like a little bit there. Let's make it a little bit warmer. Okay, a little bit darker. A little bit darker. Yeah, like that. Much better. I think that's good. Better than it was. Yeah, okay. So we have that one. We have 3 of them. 3 8-bits. I kind of like this one. Maybe it could be a little bit higher. Now it looks like I have Steve hair. Not too bad, but... Okay, that's better. I think that's a lot better. So I just realized... hair ink. Maybe go with that instead. All the hair. That doesn't work. We have some 8x8s. Let's move on to our... what are these? 16x16s? Right up here. Okay. Now we have some space to work with. 16x16 wise, we can get a little bit creative. Maybe something more chibi-ish as a sprite. Grab that purple, add it here so I don't have to keep grabbing. Go up. Maybe let's try first the body again. Maybe we're doing something a little bit more chibi. Or maybe also as someone who's watched a lot of art streams, very much used to streams where any comments or suggestion on art are not welcome at all. So if you do mind them, nope, I don't mind at all. Answer away. That's one of the reasons I think streaming is great. But I can get a lot of ideas because I'm just spitballing. That's the fun of it. I have no idea what I'm doing, and I'm just brainstorming. I didn't have many ideas going into this, so I'm kind of just playing around, seeing what working, throwing mud at the board and seeing what sticks. If you've got ideas, I am more than happy to listen. Let me also make sure I do this on the right layer. Yes, and paste. Like so. Now we have a little bit more space. Hopefully that helps. Let's try the eye method again. Going all the way back up top. Now let's see. I know some people kind of do eyes with 3 lines. That's a little creepy. But we could do this, maybe, to add more effects to the eyes. Then we can do this, and then add this blue. Or this pink is up there, it's not. Yeah. And then up, 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 up. On blue. There. Some people do add black as a sort of thing. Maybe we can do that, say black, and we can just use this really dark purple as a black. Nice and consistent. Maybe we can do this. It'll let me do this. I kind of like this better. More simple. Have the blush. That's not black eye. Down here, maybe. Maybe we can add that eyeshadow in. We can move this a little bit to here. And let's split the screen and do a little bit more molding. I know some people have the flesh at the side of the face like this. Or maybe we can do that instead. I don't like that. I like this a little bit more. Maybe. I think I'm starting to see why they do it. We'll see. As for hairstyle, gotta go. Family visit. It was nice to think. Thank you for coming, and I hope to do some more too. It's nice having you. Let's see. Now maybe we can add some of those. Those what? Hairstyles. Take care indeed. Again, we don't have to listen to the current hairstyles. They're just suggestions. Maybe something like this. But interesting do going on. Kind of separated, and the hair is like so. Nah. Maybe we're better off just sketching the idea out first, something like that. Where the hair kind of goes in a little bit. Oops. Like this. Possibly. So I'm saying that and I am disagreeing. Also, let's try getting rid of those. I think that might help a little bit. As far as maybe we can go with... Might help. That helped a little bit. Maybe then we can do some eyebrows. Oh, yeah, I don't have that dark color yet. Maybe we can do eyelash, kind of like a little bit like Minecraft. Eyelash. Kinda, sorta. Maybe... Yeah, the white part makes eyes very well visible. Yep. You can see that a lot better now. Even one square. Yeah. Maybe we can do... No, 2 squares. But 1 square, yeah. It adds soul to the eye. And it makes it look like a mouth. So we'll keep it like this. We'll grab that pale color for the background of the skin. Also really realizing I'm using mouse, which is not good on your hand. Let me switch over to the pen. My tablet will turn on. Oh, there we go. Let's add maybe a neck like this. Let's add the... Oh, we can also go up a bit. Select all. Slide. Ah. Now we can work on maybe skin and jacket. Something like this. Jacket kind of goes up to here. That was the neck. So maybe hands go here. I'm gonna make the hands 1 long. It's very tiny hands though. We'll see. First jacket, after jacket. What can we wear? Maybe a pink shirt underneath. I do have a collar. Or what else is it called? A brooch? Do that, but let's try that. Put it here. Then maybe we can do this. Maybe we do a little bit thinner. Something like this. Hands here. Add some legs here. Or maybe add a skirt. Something like that, like a princessy skirt. And we can add some hair. Maybe this. Hair down. I don't want to do it around. Ah. Oops. Wrong button. There we go. That. Over this here a little bit. Kinda, sorta. And then add the buns. Like that. Add this there. Maybe we can do that. Kinda, sorta. You can add perhaps a darker color for the hair. This color. I want to do... Yeah, no. Didn't want to do that to make the shading a little bit trickier. Let's try all of this. Oh, I see. We need to make this a little bit brighter. Dark purple. Something like that. It separates. And add this to add more roundness to the hair. Maybe maybe this as well for the bangs. This could add to the bangs as well. And then maybe we can add the stars. Because, I mean, technically, if we're doing like this, we might even be able to get away with making it one more squished. I kind of like it. Hold on. I'll copy it. Do you think that was the blush? Oops, what button? You think the blush was what was throwing it off, maybe? Copy and paste it here. And then we will whoosh. Add this here. Maybe purple's the wrong color. And that might be what's throwing everything off. Pink's also not the right color. So let's just keep it like this. Maybe... That's sort of cute. Do you think the blush is that important? It is, in the sense that it's not. That's true. I would like it, but at this point, it might be making it look wonky. So maybe not. I like this, but I don't like how the... Maybe something like that? Oh, you know what I just realized I don't have on? 1 second. Where is it at? View... Preview. There! That should help. From this scale, you can't see all of that. I think maybe... How much eyeshadow can we give it? How many eyelashes? Maybe something... I kind of like that. As for the yellow... And add that in, maybe... This? And then here? No. Here. Now it looks like earrings. I do have very long ears, so maybe we can do... Hair looks great. Thank you! And this kind of looks like ears. Kind of adds a little bit more features. I don't know, I kind of like how tiny it is. It's very adorable. Not too sure about this pixel here. But I think it adds more definition. It makes the eyes bigger. Makes them pop. And add maybe darker yellow. Add a darker blue. Oops. Yeah. Something like that. Maybe a lighter blue up top. In this range, seem a little bit lighter. A little bit more light. Not too bright. Maybe here. Okay, I think that works. That. And we can also make this color a little bit lighter to add a little bit more blending in. Brighter, warmer. But I don't want banding. I might just keep maybe that goes here. That and one here. Maybe we can add a dark color back there. I think that. As far as the shirt is concerned, we can add this bottom. Maybe add this short feel to it. We might change the... that kind of works. It kind of feels more like a shirt. Maybe what we can do is erase this bottom part here. What pants look like. A little cute. Like that. Yeah, I liked the feeling of this more. Technically, that maybe. Pants. Yeah, that could work. This could technically work. Shoes. I'm not sure shoes were without shoes, and since this is not very easy to see, make it even darker. But I still can't really see it. Doesn't matter too much, but at a distance, maybe we can make the shirt darker. Add more of an outline along the bottom. Yep, darker. Maybe something like that. And then we can add a mix in for the dark. Like here? A little bit brighter. Nope. Dark, red. Darker. Too dark. Trying to find an in-between color. I know there's a way to do it on here. Face, red face. Maybe warmer red. A bit brighter. Nope, that does not help. Let's just keep it to that. I think that's good. I think... Well, this makes it look like it's just the skin color. I'm not sure how we could tweak that. As far as shirt's concerned, I think this adds maybe like a band for a shirt, which I kind of like. Maybe we can make it... Is it considering any kind of movement? Maybe. I'm thinking we can keep working on these in the future. Make them move. If this is more of a front-facing pose, maybe the way it moves is... like... down a little bit. Oh, never mind. Maybe move it up a little bit. Something like... that would probably be the movement. Where it is. Frame. That down. Maybe something like that. Little legs moving. You could also maybe do like a head bob down. Something like that, maybe. So with a little bit more editing. Because when you move, the leg's visibility is way less of a problem than when it's just stationary. I don't think I read that right. Because when you move, the leg visibility is way less of a problem. When you move, the leg visibility is less of a problem than when it's stationary. Yeah, I agree. Right now the leg isn't visible. Maybe if I gave it... Go ahead and just delete this frame. Maybe what we can do is do... sort of a lighter color? Maybe we could bring that pink back in. Ooh. Maybe. It'd have to be... You might write that wrong, as Stephanie Falls. I also read wrong. So that could play a part. It's like that. Maybe we give her white shoes. Black shoes. Okay, we can't see the black shoes. Blue shoes. I think that works. Maybe the skin can be darker for the hands. Or is there a darker skin? Here. And then we'll drag it up. No, I think it has to be brighter. The question is, do we do 2 of them? I kind of like that. Maybe we can do a bit more puffy jacket. I like that. Come in a bit. And maybe... I do like this, but it kind of feels like just a bar. I like how tiny this one is, so maybe we'll just stick with that. Question is... That's kind of cute. Maybe just 1 bar along this way. Perhaps. Maybe we can do brighter blue for the shoes, but I kind of like the darker blue. You can still kind of see it. And then, yeah. I think this works. Maybe we can round out the eyes a bit. Never mind. Maybe we can take a darker purple here and make the eyes look like they're getting rounded out a little bit. That. I don't think it really matters, truth be told. I can just... Well, I think the eyes matter. So we'll keep it like that. Now, let's try doing another one. Go ahead and erase this one, as I don't think we'll be using this one. What's another idea we can do? Maybe the idea is to emphasize the eyes. Maybe we can make the eyes smaller and maybe do a different hairstyle. That could work. Let's see. Hairstyle. We have. Maybe we can do something in more of a gown feel. Gown. Maybe it's like a blue gown. Maybe it's like this, a little bit more round. That. We can add arms. Add other part of the gown, maybe like this. Arms could be squished in a little bit. maybe like that. I mean, technically we can do maybe 4 hands. That. If we want to do gown fill. It looks like a combat position. Something like this. Good. But then it already has so much life and you're doing it for like half an hour. It's interesting. Oh, thank you! I mean, we're going until what? Another hour? It's about to be 5? It's just spitballing. Tried to come prepared with some ideas at hand, but I had no idea going into this what ideas. That's fun. It's fun having you here to help with suggestions, as I think the... what is it? The black eye. I wouldn't have noticed that. Maybe we can do... headwise. We might do another chibi. Oh. It's a tiny head like this. You don't have much space to work with. Of course, thank you! Maybe we can squish her down a little bit. The gown a little bit longer. Yeah. Another squish. And another squish. We are squishing her beyond where no one should squish. I'm trying to think about the... oops. Profile views. That's what I'm trying to keep in mind here. Maybe bring that neck back in. Maybe we can move the neck up a little bit. Add that in, perhaps. Maybe we can check one of those. Then it kind of looks funny. But maybe not. You can try adding eyes back in. Maybe what we can do is do... oh, this is a small... I thought I could get smaller. Let me zoom out just a little bit. There's a blue eye here. Here. Maybe undo that so I can do pink here. I'm wondering if we can get away with soulless no white. I don't think we can, but maybe we can. Dark, dark. Dark here. I'd like to try something different. See what other options we have, but for now, these are our options. Maybe something like this. But the same... that's the same design I did. I mean, we could keep it, but... what else can we do? Maybe another hairstyle can be... something like... oops. Something like this. It takes from around. Adds this here. This here. Fill that in. Cut that out. Add bangs here. I don't know if I like that one quite as much. Like that. And then this goes behind, but... maybe what we can do is do... I'll keep it here in case you want to come back to it, but I'm not quite feeling that one. Maybe another one we can do is... side profile, possibly? Maybe... only one eye? One head. Maybe, what if we do side profile, then I can't do my old mirror tactic, unfortunately. Maybe we can do the head down here with the body here. The arms are here. One arm here, one arm here. Some legs. Here. Legs. Maybe like that. A little bit of a body. Oops. Wrong buttons. Maybe we can move her over. Like here. We can just get really small with this. We can add some shoes. Even with this. Maybe the feet are like here and here. Ooh, maybe that could work. We have that feet there. We have like, maybe it's like a sitting pose? Maybe it's like a sitting idle pose where this is the front of the leg. This is the back of the leg. There's a dark pink color, like here. And we can drag that over. Make this the back of the leg. Oh, wrong color. Still the wrong color. Where am I grabbing my colors from? There we go. Okay. Front of the leg, back of the leg. That means this is more upright sort of feel. First thought before I started adding colors was worms. Game character? Psh, I'm no worm. I don't know where I'm going with this. Kinda looks like a worm, I'll be honest. Maybe... erase that one. Something like that. And then... try to add... dark colors. Would you still watch my pixelart streams if I was a worm? Reminds me of the zombie ones where it's like, would you kill me? Would you still love me if I was a zombie? No, I would take you out first. That's the one I've heard of. Maybe... oh, that's very funny. I can keep this the same for now, maybe. That's that. Well, it kind of looks more like a shirt when you do it like that. Kind of reminds me of a shirt. I'm not too sure about this knee bending idea. Possibly. That reminds me of a shirt, maybe more of a top knee, bottom knee sort of thing. Maybe something like this. Nah. I think it'd have to be one single color. It's almost getting there. Almost! Just a lot of morphing. Changing. Definitely not a worm now. Are you saying I'm a worm currently, or I'm anamorphosizing, transforming? I'm not a worm. There's a lot of weird space worms, I do know that. Maybe more so something like this. This would show... have worm potential? Never! Never in a million years! Most likely. I have... the least thing. What's the opposite of worm? Eagle potential. I will soar and burn 1,000 lights. Maybe I can have the eyes closed. Something like... okay. This look like angry eyes. Not my intentions. Not one bit. Perhaps something a little less violent. Okay, less violence is not something I am very versed in. Maybe something like this? No, very easy, nah, not easy. This worm potential. Maybe I can make it happier? Maybe more relaxed is what I'm looking for instead. Maybe more so of a color. No, no wonder. I don't have it added. Maybe we can do more of a eyes eased up. Not that eased up. Eyes eased up like this. That kind of makes the eyes look closed. I'm not too sure how to draw eyes, eyebrows. What time to learn better than now? Maybe something like... and then we can grab this one, add the white back, take the dark colors of this and this, and move them over here. Like that. And now we add the hair. Now for the hair, take the normal color. We can move this down by a lot, thankfully. Have some real estate. How we want to do this. Maybe we can do hair here and here. Wrap around. And make it things here. Now at this point I could use the mirror tool. Who needs the mirror tool? When you have hands like these. Let's see. Something to this extent. I mean, that's a little adorable. Have maybe the hair come down here. Something like that could be nice. Give it those space loops. Maybe. We can come back to those. Don't listen to me. What a bottle! I don't... Hold on. Don't listen to you. And now it looks like... She looks sad! How do we make her smile again? Oh boy! That's sad! Oh, she's down on her luck at the bottom of the stairs. Yeah, so done. Look at this. That's so funny. They do that. It kind of reminds me of like a scarf. Maybe what we can do instead, do it a little bit differently, where we're not doing a laying down pose. Maybe it's more of a holding knees pose. So for example, I think it's super dark brows make her sad. You might be right. Let's see. How can we make it's so tricky? Eyebrows. Joy. How do we add joy back in play? Eyebrows, eyebrows. Maybe like that. Yeah. The challenge. Or just big eyes. Maybe I can do something like... No, I'm making them only bigger. You can only go up. Something like... Here, up here. Everyone to nail a depressed version. You gotta start somewhere. Apparently, depressionizing things is my ability. No, that doesn't look right. That one. No, also not. Maybe we can grab her like this. Remove some of these. She looks sadder! Oh no! What have I done? Oh, okay. Let's just go back to board. Maybe! Maybe we could do this? Does that make her? No. I think she's just cursed to be sad. Which is awful. There is no hope left in the void. None. Nada. Zilch. Hope. Never knew her. We can also move this down. This. And now, if we go back to here, I'm thinking maybe I can write all this down, erase this, maybe something like this. Put that down there. Add all this hair back. And then maybe add feet here, maybe just a really tiny body. Like that. Maybe add... I don't think I'll be able to get away from the face. Something has to be done to bring joy back in. I do like this idea where it's just the hands at the side. Maybe we can do... If we do like this, it's more blocky. It's, you know, Minecraft and all, but I'm looking for something that looks thinner. You can compare it to the neutral on the bottom left. This one? No thoughts. Head empty. That's what that one is. Push it in here. Put it bottom right. Oh, hold on. Left. Right. I know my left and right. This one's... Yeah, it's neutral. Yep. Neutral, this one... This is the bottom left. This is bottom left. Let's see. Tiny. Small. I did the exact thing I just did over here for making the hands really small. What else can we add? Maybe we can just do head. Hello? Hi, Panty! This is hard. Maybe... I like this head shape idea, but I like this one kind of a little bit better. Maybe this is more in the back? Like your- Thank you! The work in progress. Saw from YouTube? Oh, that's great! Gotta get that traffic in. There's a bit of some technical difficulties, but that's alright. Maybe that's in the front, in the back, like underneath. Maybe it could even just be like this, where you can't really see it, but you can imagine it. Trying to learn pixel art too? Well, great, you found the right place. I'm no master, but I'm learning and trying to take everyone along with me for the ride. Maybe this can come in more? Maybe like here. Ah. Kind of, but now it makes her hand look like it's out. Not too sure about that. When in doubt, you can always flip it. Flipping it always gives a new perspective. It can help a little bit. As far as helping, I'm not sure if there is helping this. I don't know how to make her happy. Maybe I can add this to the dark line, but I don't want to spend too much time on it. Always coming back to it. For now, let's do the buns. You're going to try to use the art. Are you going to use your art in game? That's what I'm hoping. That's the idea here. Every time I reach a milestone, I think I'll add a game asset to like a free asset pack. I think could be fun. Could fully fledge this out into some sort of thing. And then maybe later on in the future, trying to put everything around it. I think that could be fun. Kind of a celebration design. It'll kind of be the community making the pack in a way. That could be fun. Where I make a lot of different designs and you kind of vote on them to see what looks cool, what kind of sticks, what doesn't stick. Oops. That, but I want it to be rounder. Which kind of depressed do you prefer? Exactly, you've got your regular, your default, your sweet lemonade. I like that could work. Got a lot of different kinds here. Pick a kind, any kind. These are also very sad. I have a problem. Maybe... I think it's the eye shape. I think that's what's doing it. I didn't have this eye shape. All my problems would be solved. No. I had to go with polychromia. The polychoria. I said it right. Let's see. Let's try grabbing some shading. That's what we're doing. Truth be told, that way I don't have to keep forgetting. Let's just copy this. Oh, copy, singular copy. And then go to this one. And get up here. That didn't copy it. Let's try again. Oh, no wonder. Wrong layer. Okay, let's try again. Here we go. Let's try doing some coloring. Maybe that might help things a little bit. See, this is dark. This is dark. I don't want to do too many. This would be darker. And then that would also be dark. A little bit dark. Going behind the head. That might actually not be too dark. Can we kind of crop this off? Oh, that kind of makes it look cuter. Then we can take this highlight that we've already done. Highlight all of that in. Add a little bit of shade. Add the yellow up here. Yellow down here. Something like that. You can then take... Oh, I thought I had her brightness thing up here. Oh, I remember why I didn't do it. It was banding. Looked like banding. You can add light here. Kind of looks like banding again. We might be fine. You can get really dark because it's not touching the eyelashes. Kind of see the vision, but I can't see the vision. It's tricky. As far as making it happier, I think what would make it happier is, you know, I understand why it looks this way. It's because it looks like bored eyes. Maybe if we did... brought this up a little bit. We did some surgery. There! Oh, there. Better. Happy. Life in the eyes now, one might even say. Oh. There. Got a little bit more life, I think. Now let's see. Yeah. You can add this to the eyes. Oh. Yeah. I think it being pressed down is what made it really sad because it looks like an expression. I think I just have to allow my face to be bigger to show off more. Not too sure on this pose though. But I do like how this came out better. And we can also add some shading, so shading here. We can also add shading to this one as well. The issue is we ran out of space to... No, we did that as well. What do we have to do? This is 3 tall. This is 3 tall. And yet one looks happier than the other. Maybe it's this. Like that. I think that's better. And then... Oh, you know what I also missed? We needed to do a dark brown. Or not dark brown. Dark grayish color, maybe? We can keep it to this. This is fine. Where's this goes? I can erase this. Like that. And then maybe we can add a little bit more hair here. No. I think that's fine. Little shades. I'm just not too sold on this pose is the issue. So maybe we can do... I'll erase this. And I'm gonna keep that so I can remind myself. And we'll copy. And we'll paste. We go here. We do have some space. Let's try to use up some space down here. Maybe that can help. And maybe we can bring the body in a bit more. Maybe we can first do all of this. And I'll do all of that. And her body is no more. She's now a cloud. Maybe we can add eyelashes here. I do like that. Eyelashes there. Let's those. Nah. I think that looks fine. Now as for this body, I have a little bit of space left. Maybe... leg. Hand. Like that. It's so tiny is the issue. I kinda like that. Yeah. Oh, I think it has to be maybe like that. And then never made a sprite yourself, but what if I use a highlight for the eyes instead of a shade? Oh, you know, we can try. From my recollection, a highlight goes on the top, but I haven't studied eyes before, so I'm kind of just looking at references, but let's give it a go. We have the light on top, shade on bottom. Yup! Light on top, shade on bottom. No, I don't think that works. It makes it look brighter. Maybe it's the colors that's throwing everything off. I think it's the eyebrows that make the expression look different. Look at that. Now let's see. Maybe what we can do is maybe we can bring back in the body. Maybe we can copy those. Yeah. I think because the highlights are in the bottom, it's kind of the shape of the eye. It's also not letting me copy this correctly. And there. Ooh. These. Okay. Oh, I think that works better. One of those. Kind of like this. doesn't look too bad. We can take this and then... No. Maybe we can take this and do this? Kinda. Kinda, sorta. Needs to go in a little bit, unless we want to do like an outline like this. Which could work. Outline's a neat idea. My goal is to make sprites with outlines, but because we're constrained to this really small canvas, it's a little bit tricky. At least this time around. Technically we could do like this. That could be makes the sprite different. We might have to get rid of a body part or two. Like that. And then this might have to come in. Maybe we can do a little bit of a mirroring. It is this way. And then it's this long, but this wide. We have this color. This color. I fill it in a little bit. And then maybe dark color there. Maybe not. I think you squeeze from 1616 everything that you could squeeze. Yeah, I think so. I think we've reached rock bottom, so to speak. We got the important stuff into play. All this part, I want to do an outline, but not too sure on the idea. I think it might be just the right size as far as the bottom of the head's concerned. This part of the body, though, maybe we can do darker blue, like so. It looks like she's doing the splits now. Maybe. Nah. Yeah, the splits. Got some exercise training going on here. Instead, we can do... What can we do? I mean, if we make this shorter, we can copy it and move it up here. Maybe what we can do is do very slows. Make it mirror so we can get a little bit of clarity. And then that, and erase that. Well, I mean, maybe that could work too. Something like this. Move that up a little bit. There it goes there. Might have to push it in a little bit more. Something to this extent. Ooh. That might have to add. It's a little bit too long of a neck. Maybe straight along this edge, or maybe we can do this to help emphasize our point. We can add along here. Darker line to show the difference in hair. I think this is better. But again, I think it's the same exact body shape we had here. I do like the splits one. I think that's all we'll give a go at for in terms of... Oh! Actually, let me move this up one so we can do a little bit of outlining. This is gotta be a little bit darker for our hands, and then for our blue, a little bit darker for our blue. Do something... I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. I think this is better. Something simple. We add some shading of the arms, but nah. I think that works. So we'll keep it. So our the splits. We have that one. We have this one. And we have this thing. Not sold on it, but maybe. And this is not an option. You're not allowed to choose that one. It's not even there anymore. It wasn't there. What were you looking at? I'll go ahead and drag. And we will start on our bigger ones. Now, these are gonna be tricky. They take the longest. They're also misaligned. Hold on. Let me drag them. Like, oh, it's locked. Like this. There we go. Okay. In here, it's still not correct. Maybe if I close it, open it. That may work. Let's see. Where is it at? Window, window, window. Preview. No! Oh, I think it's because it was flipped. That's probably the source of all of my issues. There we go. So we'll keep it this way for now. Now, big wide, we have a lot of space to work with. We can do something a little bit more extra. Now, as for what extraness, I don't know. Let's see. With our... Oh, hold on. Did I miss this step? I did. I missed this one. Okay, then. Yeah, I'm not too sure if we'll be able to even get to the big ones. But maybe that's for the best, because those are big. They take a really long time. Go ahead and open our... Oh, I already have a layer. This layer here. Now for this, we can kind of make a sketchy idea. Maybe what we can do is do... How do we want to pose the body is the thing. I have some pose ideas up here. Maybe we can do... Oh, this one was nice. I liked this one. Whoa pee, whoa pop pop. What are those sounds? Maybe a body like this. Here. And we have the hip there, body there, head. Nah. We have the head here. Well, how big do we want to make the eyes? We go back to there. Oh, would you look at that? Perfect. If we're still doing the eyes the same size, it'll be a little bit easier. Maybe something like... something symmetrical for a front-facing view. Drag it over here. This. Okay. Maybe we can do... Now we have a little bit more real estate. We can play around just a little bit. Maybe we can put in between. Here we are. And we can do here. Oh, I am way too zoomed in now. Let's add the dark colors. And do... This time I really want to make sure it's a happy expression. We have to add a smile, I think. Oh, this is a celebration. This isn't supposed to be sadness. Maybe... No, those don't look like my eyes at all. Does pixel arting have more brushes, or is it just one? You can make your own brushes. It depends on what you want. Some people have custom brushes. I believe if I do... I have a brush set up where I can do Control B. Yeah, see? Now this eye is a brush. It has more than one brushes, yeah. You have the square brush. You have a circle brush. You have options. It just depends on what you want. Some people really do big pixel art. Some people do smaller pixel art. Just depends on what size you want to go for. As for me, it depends. It really depends on what I'm trying to do. For example, the purpose of this is to be a sprite, so I'm kind of limited with what I can do. I want to make the sprite readable and as if it's going in a game, and small, so I can animate it in the future. So because of those goals, the idea is to make it small. But if you were doing, for example, maybe just artwork, you don't have to worry about size as much. Maybe something like that. And we can add... Does, let's say, paper texture exist in pixel art? It can! Kinda. If you look up pixel art GUI in like a game menu, you should see some paper examples. Depending on how detailed you want the paper, then you kind of have to add a few extra details. It kind of all just depends on how you want to do it. There we go. I can speak. Maybe those kind of look like glasses. You don't expect I do have glasses. I turned all my glasses buttons off for this, but they do exist. Let's see. Thinking something maybe like that. Well, that kind of looks angry. Maybe. Try to do eyebrows? Maybe some roundish eyebrows. Something like. Oh, because we're also doing it bigger now. You can't, so you apologize a bit. It's fine! Like I said, my English, and it's my native language, and I can barely do it sometimes. Let's grab the blush. Maybe that. Then maybe already this sprite is English. Thank you! A work in progress every single day. Your English is fine as well, though. Well, don't fret. Maybe something like that. Kind of looks a little bit happier. Maybe some eyebrows are what we really need. But I don't know how to do eyebrows. Like that? Then we can add another layer. And now we can start adding other parts. Oh! Yeah, exactly. Agreed. Maybe something larger and TV-ish. This is great. Thank you. The all-knowing orb. Oh, all-knowing orb. Maybe. Oops. Won't let me undo. It's too all-knowing. Okay, there we go. Maybe something like this for the face. Maybe we can scary indeed. The all-consuming. And then we can add some hair. The issue is it's a little bit too big. It might just be the head. Maybe it's more like a portrait thing. Merge this down. And then we can bring it down a little bit. It could be used as a portrait instead of more of a... like a portrait to go in a game sort of feel. We can add... some of the hair color. I don't think this is the hair color. I think this is... Yep. Okay. And then we can add another layer on top so we don't forget. Some bangs can go here. Bangs don't go there. Maybe the bangs can go under the hairstyle. I think it's too wide. I think that's the issue here. It is too wide. Means I've got to squish it a little bit, unfortunately. Maybe what I can do is squish it in here. I said squish. Not squishing! Oh, that's why. Wrong layer again. The joys of art. The good news is I didn't override a layer. That would have been super bad. Now it's an egghead. Now it's too squished. Maybe... Okay. I am realizing this isn't working out. Let's instead take some inspiration from some games. Maybe let's go for... Where is it at? It would be under my character art studies, and then... Where would it be at? Great sheets. Pokemon. Here we go. Okay. Let's try here and here. Let's look at some of these guys. You need to stop watching the stream, otherwise you won't be able to sleep because of the amount of cuteness you have on canvas. Oh, I appreciate it. But, you know, sleep's good. To sleep or not to sleep, but you should. It's always good to wake up and get some good old morning time. I had to wake, well, I didn't have to, but I wanted to make sure I got everything ready for today's stream. And yet still, it worked against me. These eyes are super small. You can tell with the bodies, at least. Oh, bodies, you have a little bit more to work with. Maybe... new layer on top of all of these. Okay, never mind. Probably shouldn't even be referencing them. They look so small, and then you zoom in and... oh boy. Maybe... good idea. Yeah, to say streams makes you excited for stuff you don't usually... I'm so glad! It's really fun to follow the process. Oh, wow. There you go. Time zones. They're awful. They get in the way so much. Especially when you have Discord and people who are on one side of the world. People who are on the other side. Yup. I'm glad you're getting excited, though. I haven't done pixel art in a few months. So I'm trying to pick it back up again. I thought this would be a good way to keep me accountable and to keep me making art for fun. Maybe we can do something smaller. Like this. Tried starting with the eyes, that didn't work. Let's try starting a little smaller. Maybe we can make that really big for whoever was trying to make earlier. I do want to keep in mind energy. I'm glad! I really do like the simplicity, yet not, of pixel art. And I like how the smallest things can make it really easy to pick up. You don't have to be too skilled. There's still skill involved, but it's super easy to get started. Just fun. Now, as for a face and everything, maybe we should try going with an outline? I mean, this can kind of work. Let me see. Outfits. We can maybe do a skirt. There's dresses we can try. This cloud one we could try, maybe. Something like... maybe something of the sort. Oops. Don't know what that did. Probably a tool I'm not prepared to use quite yet. Let's see. That's the head. Here's the thing. Okay. We'll go to brushes. Yes, we got lucky to be here. Yeah, look at you, lucky you. If you are going to go to sleep the queue, maybe then I'll do the voting. I'll keep the voting up for a little bit instead of doing it on stream, if that helps. So you have time to sleep, relax, and everything. You'll still be here. You'll be there. Where? Where are you staying at, huh? I thought you were going. I'm looking for my brush, but I cannot find... oh, never mind, I found it. This is the glorious cloud tool that I have forgotten how to use, but it's handy. Maybe what we can do is do... not that... I see! Committing nefarious acts. Gotcha. That's funny. Well, I won't condone it, but I won't stop you. I will remain... what is it? Middle ground! Maybe we can do octopus like this. So that's the thing. It's super simple to do small designs, but the more space you have to work with, the harder it is. It's all kind of just about trying to find the right balance. Maybe hands like that. I'm not too sure what I'm going for. I'm thinking right now of at least the Monica pose where she's kind of leaned out to one side. Trying to figure out something that looks nice. Maybe like, where's that darker purple? This? Something like this. The shoulders are up here. What am I trying to do right now? You already know this, yep. I'm thinking maybe shoulders here, bodies leaned maybe like this. It's more of like a 3/4 pose is what I'm thinking maybe. We can have this in shadows. Be told I don't know. Just trying to see what might work, what might not work. Maybe we have the shirt up here. Something like this. Maybe that's the body, that's the arm. Arm might come in lower though. Let's see. It would need to be a darker blue back there. Something like this. For this shoulder. That's the cape. Trying to get it puffy. That's the idea here. Puffy sleeves. Maybe we can do something like that instead. Make this a little bit easier to understand. Maybe we can add this here. We can do a little bit of a darker blue. So that's in the back line. Okay, that's too dark. Maybe something like this. So it's a little bit different. Kinda, sorta. I'm trying to figure out a separation. How does my stream flow go in general? More streams a day, one stream, but divide it into more subparts? I'm thinking it'll depend on what we do. For example, with Minecraft, I don't think I could fill 4 hours up of playing the game. So we'll play it and then we'll talk about it. We'll play it and then we'll think about what goes into Minecraft. I think that's how I'll do gameplay streams, at least. Depending on the game. Maybe for... Well, streams like this, I think are very easy to do very long. Because I'm not too sure about the length of them. Maybe for design streams, it'll depend. Usually I'll have a plan, but depending on how far we get along the plan, never know. There's a bit of a difference here and there. You see what I'm trying to go for a little bit now? Hold on, let me put... There we go. Okay, yeah, not need it anymore. Maybe something like... Oops! Where's this done? I'm still trying to figure out how I want to do streams. I do know how to do study streams. Got that down packed. You can, if you were here, I can't recall. There's been so many technical difficulties. For the debut, I had a section for just the... Hold on. Figure out the shoulder. Yeah, maybe. For the section, I had a presentation to go over. Let me lower this down a little bit so I can see. Actually, I don't have to lower it down. I can press my Q button. Never mind. Shift Q. Nope. Control Q. Okay. Tab. Figured it out. Let's do that. Presentation earlier today was super fun. I'm glad you liked it. It was a little tricky coming up with what to write, but the hope was to add a little bit more structure and plans and goals. Usually when people come to watch streams, they want to know what's going on. They're getting introduced, and that's what debut streams are. A sort of introduction or reintroduction to people that have watched or people who want to watch. I'm glad it did its job. Nice here. Round out the face. That's to round out. We can add that pink back in. Here. And thumb. And then grab that blue. Oops. Grab the dark color. Now the goal is to make it not sad. But with the eye pattern we've been doing, I'm not sure if that's possible. Maybe something like this. And then this is the dress. Maybe it's more of this shade. So then this is a... I'm not too sold on this dress, but You can see where it takes us. Make this maybe a darker blue to emphasize shading. Maybe we can even just take this and go that, so it goes out. This part comes in a little bit. Bring this in. The only way to go from neutral to any... Ah, okay, yeah. Let's try adding a mouth this time around. I think you're right. I think that would make a difference. Let's give that a go. Mouth. Bit of a bigger head. And then maybe we can separate it with the color. Something like... That looks more front-facing. It might have to be more of a side-facing. I think the perspective's off. Something like more head this way. A little bit head this way. Eyebrows could also work. Yeah. Eyebrows are very expression-y. Too tall. Oh, it's too big. Head down, tilt a little bit more. Nah. I think this is fine. No, it looks like a front face again. Hold on. Yeah, I think this is fine. Found out how much expression. Oh, the expression. It's a little scary how much expression can hide behind such a sad smile. Oh boy. Maybe this pink and this blue. There. I'm thinking maybe it's more of a 3/4 sort of view from the face. So maybe we can do something like this. This is the eye. This is the lash. That. And then we can do... maybe move this over a smidge. That. Like that. I think that's better. Then maybe we can do... dark color. That's what I'm thinking of. Nice. We can add a bit of a better eyelash here. That just makes us look angry. We aren't going the anger out here. Maybe that better eyeshadow. You can kind of cover that up. That. That might be too much wing, but we'll see. This kind of looks like a very sad face. Maybe... the singular dot. Extra motif. I'm moving this up a little bit. Like that. Then maybe we can do... this and this. No. Maybe what we need to do is... this and this? No. This and this? No. I have to go with the single dot, I don't know. No? That doesn't work either. Maybe we can lighten it. Maybe that'll make it easier to tell that it's smiles and sunshines and rainbows. Let's see about this. Let me add the speck. I think the issue is that it's super desaturated. If I made it this color, it might feel better. No, still looks like a black eye. See this? No. Slightly more sassy. No, it's the wings. It is the wings on the face. Eyelashes. Okay, maybe the hair can make the difference. Maybe that's what we're missing. Give that a little attempt. And we'll go ahead and do tab. Add a new layer. Okay, maybe something like... oops, this right layer. Okay, let's just do this color. Yeah, it's darker. Makes it easier to see. Now, as far as hair is concerned, maybe what we can do is do a little bit of a new hairstyle. I want to add something like this. Do the swirls like a swirly hoop. Kind of goes and then something like that. That looks a little better, right? Looks less weird. Maybe something like that for the bangs at least. Then maybe the hair can kind of pop out here. 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 And it's a work in progress. Let's move this down a little bit. Like, yeah. I'm not sure if I'm really feeling the rest. I think that's my issue here. Down. And then we'll copy and paste. Right? No, I didn't do the copy paste right. Copy. Oh, I'll just duplicate. Easier. Easier. And we'll slide her over. Now, as far as the face goes, maybe... Maybe we start all over. Maybe that is the plan here. Maybe we can go for more of a standing pose. It might be the pose that's making this really weird. Maybe we can go for more of a face here. Probably face, but it's a face. Face there. Darker color for the neck. And then thinking maybe more of a looking up sort of pose. Kind of looking at the face. But if you're looking head on, maybe it's better. Oops. Maybe it's better to do something smaller like this. Something more symmetrical. Something more sprite-like. Maybe there's some shoes, some white shoes. Oops. Let's bring this sort around. I know we're nearing time, but I at least want to try to get 132 done. Knew these would take the longest, but it is harder than I thought. Maybe she's like this. Go all the way up here. Their socks. And then we have the shirt, possibly. That comes in maybe here. Goes out a little bit. I need to zoom back out to here. Maybe try adding a puff. Maybe the puff can go behind. Maybe that's what we were missing. Something like this. And then we have the hands. And kind of come in like this. Okay, maybe less coming. Now those look like fingers. Don't look right. Maybe like that. Then we have the neck. This color. Now the eyes. Eyes can be changed. Add the belt. Then outlines. Okay, those look like too thick of outlines. I'm not liking those outlines too much. Maybe more something like this. Well, let's figure out the hair. This could work. This feels a little bit more natural than that. I don't know what that was. You gotta do a lot of bad artwork to get it out of your system. That's what that was. That was an idea that went nowhere. And what's this? Oh. That was earlier doodles. You have that same somewhere else. All good on that regard. That's this 16 by 16. Getting a little mixed up. That's 8. That's 16. This is 32. Yep, okay. I remember it now. As far as hair is concerned, let's do eyes first. I think that'll really help. Eyes-wise... Eyes. I think eyes are... We're probably gonna have to do an entire stream just dedicated to understanding the eye. I was thinking doing a stream with reading. Get a reading book. We do like some sort of Pomodoro, I believe. Where we do some quiet reading sessions and then we try to go over everything. I think that could be fun. Grab some of the shade. here. Eyelashes. This is the pinnacle part between joy and anger. Dude, that just looks weird. It looks very sad and moody. It's like, you know what would not make her weird? One of those anime smiles. You know the ones? They look like... Could add a little bit more dimension to her face. So by doing that, I think I kind of made her a little bit more weird looking. It's fine. Two. Okay. Face might be too narrow. Something like... Yeah, like that. But less creepy. And less FNAF looking. Maybe... No. Nada. Don't like. Very scary. Moving on. Yeah. Might have to just keep it for that for now. As far as hair is concerned, go ahead and do another layer like this. Oh, if it'll let me. Yeah. Another layer like this. And let's figure out our hair. I think probably best to start off like this. Oops. There. And we could go with buns again, but I'm thinking something different. I think something new. Something with a little bit more pizzazz. Oh, I forgot. Eyelashes. Yeah. That. Maybe. We can make this a little bit darker. A bit warmer, no, cooler. Like that. And then we can work on maybe like, but you think you work on the same face size as the smaller? Am I? I do feel like I am. I'm trying to make the face a little bit bigger, but at this point I've come up with this design of 1 2 1 2 1 2. Here it's nope, it's a little bit bigger. I didn't do the same exact thing. I think I almost did though. Like that maybe. Go with that. Now hair. Do this color. Or do you mean for this bigger sprite you do something completely different if that is what it is? I don't think it's the same now. So maybe it could be... I made it a little bit bigger to try to emphasize the points that it's not... or it's semi-similar. But because we're using a little bit more space, I thought we could splurge a little bit. Maybe we can do a hairstyle like this. Some little cute things in here. Add another layer. Maybe we can add the face thingies I have. But hold on, look at this. Let's try adding maybe a darker hair color in the back here. Those. No hair those. Yeah, it's always different until hair comes into the picture. It's funny. This. Maybe it might be a little bit too dark. Maybe we can make it a little bit more pink. Okay, now that's the same exact color. Hold on. Make it a little bit brighter. A little bit brighter. Okay, that made no difference. Let's just stick with this for now. I'm thinking, yeah, a little bit too dark. I didn't really change anything. That's fine. That's thinking, oops. Something like that. And then the bangs are different. Kind of trying to figure out or reference what's on my face at the moment. We can add something like that, but that doesn't really make any sense. Maybe we can add the ears to make a difference. That's kind of cute. Maybe we can add some star earrings. Add a bit of a difference. Then we can do elvish version. I have elvish ears, so it's a little bit hard to tell under all this hair. I do indeed. I feel like we can splurge on that detail. because we have a little bit more space. Yeah. They're in the shape of butterfly wings, so again, hard to tell because it's so much hair. Like that. And let's add a little bit more hair. Another layer. Let's make this a little bit darker, or maybe a little bit more pink. No. This is dark. Oh. Probably add that on. Yeah, it's completely fine. It is a work in progress design. For now, this is what I have to work with, so it is what it'll be. Maybe something like this. Fill this all in. Then we can do, oops, that's not supposed to be there. Then we can fill it in with this color. All these. I'm not too sure about this blue. This is in the color scheme that I have, but I'm not sure if I'm feeling it. Oops. There we go. Something like that. And then hair buns. And another layer. That. Maybe erase it a little bit. We want to make sure the head buns are prominent, so maybe we don't. V-right model? V-right, indeed. I designed it myself. So it was a lot of splicing. Splicing, editing colors and everything. I'm gonna take this light color that we had from the other thing. Where's it at? Where were our wonderful blue colors? We have the light one and we have the dark one. Let's see. Take the light all the way across like so. We take the dark, we do it all the way across the bottom like so. And we take yellow. Goes up the top. Might do, okay, that's already dark. This might also, well, but I don't think we can see it. We can go ahead and merge down everything. Down, merge down, down. A little bit more. Okay, I feel like I'm merging down too much. Nope, this is right merged down. Odd. Understandable. Okay. I'm thinking something like this. And then we have Never Touch Brevoid, briefly rigged in Life 2D. It's super hard for someone who doesn't draw and has really poor. Yeah, I have both. I don't really draw and I have a poor sense of perspective. What I did was one second, let me put this here. Sorta. I drew a lot of boxes. I did the 100 box challenge, if you've seen that. You kind of just go in and you try to learn perspective by drawing a lot of boxes, which was really helpful. If you struggle with perspective, I would recommend that. Drawing some boxes and testing your skills on the perspective of everything, though I'm not liking these colors. Maybe I can close this now. I like the purple. I think this purple is a nice shade of purple. The only issue is everyone else also likes the purple. Everyone wants to share the purple. And we can try to have something that's similar, but let's see if we can shake it up just a little bit. Like, for example, this is the back color, so it's the dark. So proud for what you did in such a short time. Yeah! I have not done eyes before, but you wouldn't... I did these eyes for this model, surprisingly enough. It's tricky, but once you get it down, it's nice. I'm glad you were proud, though. Especially short amount of time, yeah. Tricky for sure, but once you get it, you get it. Let's see. Something like those. You do, but you're not gonna come back to it anytime soon. Yeah. That is... Yep. I completely get that. Maybe you will, though. You can't never say never. But most likely. You might be able to get away with doing something like this. Just separate it. And doing the medium tone hairstyle, which is this one. Or maybe, yeah, darker one. Putting it here. Not sure if I'm feeling this wavy aspect. Might be better to cut it up a little bit. Or maybe round it out all the way. Something like this. Erase that. Add in this. I don't think that's too bad. Then we can do lighter colors in a second. You can make that lighter. We do have to keep in mind this. Oops. The hair matches the eyes. You have to be very careful. I'm thinking maybe... Oh, what we can add really quickly is some shading on the hands. Maybe like this. That doesn't look great. Okay, maybe highlights on the hands is what we need. Something like this. And no. No. I don't think I think we just keep the hands the same. Truth be told, I think that's a lot better. You might be able to get away with doing one more of these. Yeah, I like that a lot better. And then add the tips to that. Then we can add a bit of outlining to that. We can, let me do it. We can kind of take that up a little bit. Pull this in. Now this isn't really clear. And I want to change that. I want to make it clearer. But I think I had that to begin with. Little loops. So maybe... I think we're gonna have to make it brighter. Gotta bring in some of those bright colors. Everything's really hard to read at the moment. Sample. Probably gonna be pretty bright. Also probably gonna be bright. They're probably the darker of the bright because separating the two. Something like that. This is probably gonna be super bright. Also, when you learned how VTubers blink, it's it depends on them, but sometimes if you do it too much, it's weird. You gotta, it's a give and take. Interesting though. Give this a little bit more head. Oh look, those are eyebrows. Yeah. Kinda makes her look surprised, but those are eyebrows. We're moving up in the world. Like that, maybe. And then... Okay, no. I was mistaken. That kind of just comes down to language or shape. Tricky part. Make this dark because it's darker, but it might not be the darkest. It might be better to make this a lighter color. Go around the face. As far as that's concerned, we might be able to add the cheek marks. Perhaps, mayhaps. And back over here. Now I can't really see them is the issue. Maybe here? Kinda. Not really. But they're still on there. They work. We'll keep it. As far as hair is concerned, we can add this here. And maybe add along that. Or do we want to do eyebrows? It's like a bowl cut. Maybe what we can do is do... what can we do? One of these can come down. Maybe on this side. Oops. Like that. Kind of makes the face really muddy, so yeah. We can add a line along here for the bottom of the bangs. If we do that, kind of just chop away at these sides. Like that. Kind of makes it look like a bowl cut though, which is not desirable. Maybe we can do single lines for the hair. That. If we move them up, I know it will create more of a surprised face. Maybe surprise is what we want. There we go. That's a little better. And then we can do... Maybe we can add a little bit of separation, like here. Through the hair. Something like that, maybe? Wait, this can go back up. I don't know if I like that as much as I like that. That's a little bit better. We can add that. Maybe we can add this. That's a little bit better. It's a little bit hard to see though. My only gripe with these colors is far away. Can't really see too much. Close is fine, but... Well, I mean, if you click on it, but we're not going to see it from that, so we're probably going to see it from this size. Not too much. Maybe we can make this a little bit brighter. Maybe more saturated? No, definitely not. Okay. Maybe we can make this darker. Yeah, I like the purple dark. I feel like that's a little bit better. In which case, maybe we can make this a little bit easier on the eyes to look at. For a little bit more clarity. Something like... Well, if these can maybe get outlined differently. Then we can take this really dark color, and we can make this the outline of the really very bottom layer. Make it more harsher. Maybe we can add shoes. How do they blink? It depends, but you know, like, I have a pretty good blinking motions, right? Maybe we can use. I like that. I mean, if we want to bring in the blue, we can. Never mind, we can't. It's already been taken. Let's see. Maybe we can make this a darker blue to outline it. From the other blue. Add this to the outline. I mean, that really is just an outline, isn't it? Maybe instead what we could do is... The way you did it with squeezing the eye behind. Yeah, it looks like surgery. Sometimes when you open your mouth, for example, like the teeth show through the flesh, and that we don't want to see that. Not want to see that one bit. Maybe we keep it like this. It's not too bad. Would need better knowledge of clothing. But overall, for what it is, pretty good, I think. Maybe we can bring the hair this here. Maybe this is dark because of the hair shadow. Something like that. Model's quite limited. Yeah. That's the issue with 3D models at places. I mean, they can kind of not be, but kind of can. Just sort of depends. I like the thinner version. Maybe we can make this a little bit darker. But yeah, older models kind of a little bit tricky. They're still good practice though. Indeed. I think that blue's too dark. We need something a little bit darker. Kind of slide this over just a little bit. Something like that I think is better. Do you mean 2D then? Cut sounds like 2D. Maybe. You never know. I think this is better for shirt. And then... highlight colors. Might have been right, maybe though. Where did my shines go? I might have to get a brighter shine. Okay. Something in this room for a shinier shine. Some good old hair sheen. Get another topic that escapes me. No, that just looked like random blobs. Grateful regardless, most of your mistakes were not related to the model's limitations. You had an escape key. Yeah, if all else fails, bad model, you could do better. Was that the thinking? I think that might work a little bit better. I'm gonna change it to maybe be a little bit darker on the inside here. Oh. Nah. I think this is better. I think this is generally we'll have to go for. Now we can shade. Maybe the skirt can get a little bit of shading. Maybe the pants can get a little bit more of a darker purple. Like here, for example. And then maybe this can get a little bit darker. Eh. Here, then we can do a lighter purple for like the roundness of the hair. This is more so the... There we go. This is more where the light is hitting the hair, I'm thinking. Back hair, but it's not that back. Something like that. Oops. Look at that. No, I don't think my hair skills are quite up to par quite yet. But still, maybe it did its job. Maybe we can do something like this. Maybe more so something like that. Where this is kind of going across the inlines to show it is more 3D-like. Maybe? I don't know if I like that as much. This one. And we have... Oops. We can keep that. And this one. And we can add a little bit more of the shines here. There and there, I think. Shines can get added there. Okay. I think that's that, though. For now, at least, this is my first attempt. We'll have many more attempts, hopefully. Let's go ahead and do the polling. I will go and poll both on 2 and... Okay. Put this on. We don't need this. We don't need this. Oops. Don't need this. Yeah, I think polling at least would be more fair to the ones who, or to the people who were able to join early today, but had to leave early. So I think it's better to do it that way. We have, okay, well, out of these 3, which one should I put in the poll? We have 1, 2, and 3. What do you think? Well, that's a 3. Doesn't look, I can assure you it is a 3. There is 3. Draw 3. There. We have 2. 2 looks like crying. It can, yeah. You think hard enough? 3? Okay. So you're not feeling the car, is what I'm hearing. Car does not feel good. 3, yeah, okay. I'll grab this guy. Copy, and I'll put this into final layer on top, which can go here. Little tiny small. Great. Next up would be our 16 by 16. Or these guys up here. What are you thinking? Let me close this so you can get a little bit of a better view. But I mean, if you can't see it from far away, it's probably not that good for a profile picture. Again with the... Oh, I can just copy and paste. Perfect. 1, 2, or 3. Never mind, I can't copy and paste. Oh, here it is. Okay. And then I can move them here. 1. Got the 2. Got the 3. No. It helps. I can flip it a little bit. Maybe does this help having a little bit of a better bird's eye view? I kind of like the laying down one. Oh, No, the numbers are swapped. Never mind about the flipping. Yeah. I do like 3. I think they all have their charm. I think 1's a lot more simple. A lot more smaller. A lot more smaller. That doesn't sound right. A lot smaller. There we go. 3. I'm not too sold on 3, but I mean, 3, 2's kind of nice in the way it's a lot more simple, but I think 1 adds a lot more dimension. I think it's a tie between 1 and 3. Can't figure out 1 and 3 though. We can always just do a randomizer. That works too. Grab some more. I think I can do 4 options for the poll. So, sure. We can add both of them. How about that? 3. Yep. Oh, hold on. Let me make sure I'm on the right layer. Okay. Where is it? Hold on. I'm mixed up. Oh no, I've lost track of time. Both sound best, yep. But don't forget, in the end, it's gonna have to be one of them. Cut and new layer. Paste. Nope, that didn't cut. Not doing something right. Let's try hiding that. Try hiding that. Hide that. Hide that. Hide that. And through process of elimination, it is on its own layer. Ah. Okay. So we will keep 3. Oh. And this is the 16 by 16, so it should be on this layer. Yep. And then we go back to this layer and paste. And drag. Okay, it's working out. Since we do have 4 options, and grab the 1. Can be for consideration. Here. Oops. Not working. Oh. No, it's still not working. I think I'm not selecting the right one. I think that's what it is. This is 16 by 16, so... It is 16 by 16. I just might be missing something. That's that layer. Yeah, my layers are messed up. I'm doing something wrong here. What? Don't ask me, I don't know. Maybe we can grab that. I'm just... Oh! It wasn't in the layer. Always name your... Yeah, very good advice. Don't be like me. I am, Yeah. The issue is I did name the layers. It's just they aren't in the box. Not in the box. Not in the folder. That's what it is. That's why I'm getting confused. When I hide the folder, it's not in the folder. That's my issue here. Yeah. I tried! Failed, but I tried. Let's go back here and drag and drop. Now where did 3 go? There we go. So, okay. Merge these down. Start new, start fresh, and label. And this will be final. Keep it simple. Now, we do, and I'll drag them. Left or right? What do you think? Is it better with the kind of hair in the background as the brushing? I don't know. It kind of looks like a cloak, truth be told. But at the same time, I do like the dimensions of that other one. Well, I kind of like the darkness of it. Might have been able to maybe do it a different way, perhaps. For now. They are the same? Yeah, true. But the difference is the back hair. If it's all the way back here, I'm thinking maybe this one. I feel like it's a little bit more clearer, kind of less cluttered. It looks more like a stamp though. We might just go with this one. Grab it. And it'll go here. These are our 4. Never mind. Now these are our 4. Left will be better with improved shading. Yeah, my shading skills are not up to par yet. One day. I think you can definitely shade the hair a lot differently. But for now, this is what we have. So we have 4. We got 4 done today, which was surprising and it was great. I will put these up on the YouTube voting. just to give people who are in here an earlier look and participating a chance to see them. Let me move us back to make sure I do this right. Let's see. Could be this screen. End session. There we go. Yeah, okay. This is the correct screen. Thank you for joining me through this scuffed after stream. Scuffed celebration. It was fun. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for joining me. I had fun. This was a challenge, especially since I haven't drawn myself before, but no, I have, just not as a sprite, but I hope to maybe improve on these in the future. Then what we can do is make maybe a sprite pack out of it. Definitely don't worry about, yep, thank you. That will end today's stream though. Thank you for joining. Thank you for coming. I hope to see you tomorrow. Should be the same time, same place, unless it wants to lag again, but we'll see. Alrighty then. Have a good night. Or late night. European time. Sorry about the volume. Still working things out.